Alrighty, today's subject is 17 Jag F-Pace Prestige, whatever. Root of the story is getting that guy out from back there without removing said supercharger. Alright, let's see. Start from the beginning. It is possible, and those two big tabs, I would recommend cutting off the new one. Makes it so much easier going back in. And for removal, you're going to need to remove little sensor. I cut that because I couldn't get it off and it was wanting to damage the harness. Same on this side, they just have itty bitty little guys wrapped up in there. And there's a vacuum tube on the driver's side. I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to find it. Alright, if you can see where that round check valve is, just directly below it, there's a little hook dead end vacuum line that comes off the trans. It goes behind that plastic cover. If you can get that off, that makes a world of difference. Now, for actually getting that thing out, I have tried quite literally everything. Both pieces, which I was able to get this one out. That one, engineers can go to a very hot place and enjoy a drink together. Alright. Get my thoughts together so I don't tell y'all wrong. If you want to take the supercharger off, everyone says that, that's the way to do it, blah, 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 blah. This particular job, we didn't have time to wait on gaskets and etc. So I pulled some magic. You do not necessarily have to take the driver's side kick panel here loose. It was a bit of a benefit for me, not a whole lot. I mean, a little bit. It's more of a nuisance because it keeps falling down the way while you're trying to fish everything out. If you want to try this, it is not an easy job. It was an extreme struggle, but this was also round one for me, so, I was manning the struggle bus. Right back there, your two heater lines. If you can get those off without breaking nothing, good luck. There is a 8mm, where's it at? Alright, that tiny little bracket, which is not, it locates straight south of where it's at to the body. And there is another one right down in there. You get those two removed and off the firewall, and that whole system is loosey-goosey. And makes it extremely more accessible to remove set fire, water, shield, whatever you want to call it. And if there's one line right there, and I'm glad I thought about it, there's a tiny little pain in the ass. That guy. Don't fight it until it's loose. If you get the vacuum line off, you get everything loose on driver's side, get everything loose on passenger side, minus this. And you can get this unplugged, which we'll move on to that in a second. Once it's loose, there is enough room back in there to lift it, to get it in this little caddy right here, which I had this removed so there was more room. And you can get clamp pliers in there to get it off. Now for the headache of the removal. When it's coming out, it's going to sit in there like so. You want to drop it down, kick it up kind of like so, and then it'll start inching its way out. These two tabs are going to get hung up in a bad manner on the exit unless you can figure out a way to cut them off inside the car. That big plastic shroud back here, that kind of elongated, looks like it's got a door that don't come off. It's going to get hung on a square tab on the back of it, and there's going to be two fights. or 3 if you want to count it like that. You got first one, second one, third one. Once you're past that, it's pretty well smooth sailing coming out. There's a harness. I don't know if you can see it. You got that heater line that's supported by the harness. You have to watch that, because at a certain point, and I could not vividly tell you when, you'll figure it out, trial and error, you will have to force the harness around this side of it, and it does exit this way and it does enter this way. And on the sensor itself, I'm getting away from myself, there is a tiny little push tab. Push, twist, pull. Nothing fancy to it. It's a booger to get in there, obviously. There's no room. I couldn't find any information on this. This is a one-cut video. I don't plan on doing any editing. Apparently not very good on speech today as well. But in a nutshell, everything online that says remove supercharger, don't have to. I rode the struggle bus. Hopefully this helps you. And all the J channels on this back plastic, it's all a lie. It's a manufacturer lie. They're not real J channels. Take all the screws out. You can't fight past it. Oh, one more word from the wise. And I'm not very wise, so it's just a word. This vacuum tube that loops around and goes to that funky contraption right there, don't try to take it loose from the inside of the firewall. It's a waste of 30 minutes. Just dance it back and forth. There's enough room between these two moving around, and the hard section back yonder, it will slide through the little gaping hole that it's supposed to have, and the soft part will squish enough to go back and forth between the two sections. Now, would I do this if I was a greenhorn and just left O'Reilly's with some fresh Torx and fancy hose clamp pliers? Probably not. You're going to break more than what you want to pay for. But it is doable. I hope this helped. And if there's any questions or concerns, hit me in the like. Hit me in the likes. Yeah, definitely hit the like. And I'll see y'all in the comments.